Hello everyone, welcome. Today we have a very interesting video. We are talking about XRP, QNT and HBAR in relation to CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. This is a very important topic to go over. We are talking about the final frontier, the bridge of a gap between the legacy financial systems and the new emerging markets of DLT. Now, I believe these projects are going to make a lot of people very rich, very wealthy for tens of reasons, possibly even hundreds of reasons, but today having a laser beam focus on just CBDCs alone. Now, this is all in this video, my opinion, but I'm going to provide detailed analysis, facts, and information as to why is my opinion supporting my opinion, not just saying random words and waffling. Now, before we go into anything, I want to promote the Decent Hardware Cold Wallet because I'm an actual customer. I've been using this wallet before I actually made the channel and while making videos on this channel, and not just a customer, a happy customer. So I want to push it towards you. If you want discounted links, the links are down below in the description and you can store your XRP, your QNT, and your HBAR. So with that out of the way, a lot of info, stay around to the end. Without further ado, here we go. Okay, so things are getting very serious. Here we have 2 days ago, old Naira notes, no longer legal tender. In Nigeria, the Central Bank of Nigeria declares, tell citizens what to do. We will see a cascade effect happen with this with the majority of the planet, right? We also have here progress in Japan. In regards to CBDCs, the Bank of Japan decided it will launch its pilot program on CBDC this April. Things are moving quickly. Now, I want to kick this video off by talking about SETL, a permission network which gives more control to banks, fully complying with ISO 2022. And funnily enough, is a competitor, right? Borrowing the programmable and interoperable concepts from XRP. It came to my attention when we saw in quite recent news, New York Fed launching 12-week CBDC pilot program with major banks, including BNY Mellon, Citi, US Bank, Wells Fargo, issuing tokens and settling transactions through simulated central bank reserves as part of the pilot being built on SETL, a payments blockchain. This is quite serious in terms of being a competitor, right? They have serious backing, especially these proof of work or proof of concept trials, and they're trying to position themselves as the global settlement solution. Pretty interesting. They're also doing a little bit of digging. We can see their parent company, Kalendi. So, cross-border decentralized credit scoring platform using blockchain technology to provide secure and democratic service for the fintech world and transforming the definition of banking established in 2016. Now, if we scroll down here, we can originally see that they were on public Ethereum. They've clearly stopped working with Ethereum. We can see here embedded finance platform Kalendi buys blockchain firm SETL back in June the 29th of 2022. We also see here the Regulated Liability Network, the RLN white paper on scalability and performance by SETL. This is very interesting, right? It would be used to issue liabilities to commercial banks, e-money providers, as well as central banks, which would in essence be CBDCs. We can see even further down here, they could support 1,000 banks, each submit 1,000 transactions per second to the network, i.e. a throughput of 1 million transactions per second. See this information here. Here we also have the Regulated Liability Network concept in solving for settlement. RLN could be a platform responsible innovation that may maintain for the functional superiority of national currencies facing competition from unregulated novel forms of digital money. This information really puts a nail in the coffin. It's going to push me to XRP in just a second. Here we have Marjan. So let's go some history here. So I've shown this on the channel before. Let's go over it again. So we have previous work at BNY Mellon, Euroclear, not too important. Then we have 8 years and 9 months at Swift. 8 years and 9 months at Swift. Then went to Ripple, 2017 to 2020. Then, give or take a month and a little bit after the lawsuit, SEC attacking Ripple, went to SETL, manager director, competitor of Ripple. SETL then were working with Swift when it comes to settlement. Clearly, the SEC holding back Ripple for SETL formed or founded in 2019 to catch up to Ripple and XRP. That does not speak volumes as to what you hold, and the lengths in place it's been taken to actually slow down Ripple's progress in general is insane. Now, we can also look here towards XRP, the current situation with Ripple. A lot of people scoff at this when it comes to Bhutan and Palau. Bhutan being a sovereign state of South Asia, right? A population of just over 727,000. I know it's Wikipedia, but we'll take it for what it is. and Palau, a island country of the Pacific, right? A small population of just, I think it's around 20, nearly 20,000 population, very small, just small in general, right? But it's very important when you look towards what's actually happening right now, right? Central banks are watching. How does a CBDC work and operate when it comes to the XRP ledger, right? These are small sandboxes we are talking about here. Also, don't forget the relation between Bhutan when it comes to the India's rupee, and Palau, they use USD, and also Montenegro, a partner Ripple to develop a CBDC back on the 31st of January, their relation to the euro. You have to remember, all it's going to take is one nation to use the XRP ledger as part of their nation currency. One significantly sized country. That's all it really takes when we're talking about this here, right? So you have the obvious solution, position XRP as that bridge asset. Don't sleep on these smaller states and countries. We're in the early sandbox stages. Now, going on to jurisdictions where retail CBDCs are being or is being explored. We know that wholesale CBDCs will be here before retail CBDCs, right? Now we can see central banks have launched or piloted. Central banks have done proof of concepts or soon will. Central banks in advanced stages of research and development. Central banks have explored or are exploring. A better picture diagram here, I will leave it down below for you guys to check out. Now moving on to Quant QNT, right, in regards to CBDCs, multi-ledger token technology. This is slept on way too much. We're talking about tokens living on multiple blockchains, right, being minted, where we can see central banks minting CBDCs using the overledger. And it is factual that Quant are providing interoperability for LACchain and the Latin American dollar, which is going live this year. LACchain is actually live. We can see the mainnet, so the testnet nodes, the testnet transactions, the testnet node, or the mainnet nodes, and the mainnet transactions, Latin American dollar, going live this year in 2023. Who's to say they won't rely, or Quant won't be involved in any other CBDCs? We speculate towards others involved in the space. Also, CBDCs, central bank digital currency, and this isn't issued by a central bank, so you could argue it's not a CBDC, central bank digital currency. We also know about Nexi, back in September 16, 2022, the European Central Bank chose Nexi, the European pay tech leader, to develop a front-end prototype for making payments with digital euro. They rely on Quant as their interoperability solution. Now going down the avenue of speculation, we had on the channel before, FinTech Chris R. Let's not beat around the bush, it's QNT fact. The US is developing a bank-to-bank digital currency. For legal reasons, do your own research. Nothing I say can be taken seriously. We do know back in June the 11th, 2021. Wow, that's it. Barclays UK, it's been a journey. I'm excited to move over to Quant Network as their social media developer, ecosystem manager. I don't know if he still works there, but he did work there at some point, or still does, which is very significant, stating that information. Right, breadcrumbs though, not confirmed, but very interesting nonetheless. So, even if you think about Quant Network not being involved with any of these CBDCs at all, we can look towards outside of a CBDC network, right? Any interoperability solution connecting to API, payment API, application and whatnot, right? When we think about CBDCs connecting to other CBDC networks, when it comes to CBDCs connecting to other applications. So I'm invested in QNT in relation to this video, interoperating when it comes to CBDCs to other CBDCs and other applications involved, and also XRP being positioned as that bridge asset when it comes to settlement, better solution than SETL. And I'm really forward to look towards what the actual case will bring, Ripple versus the SEC going forward for XRP, the progress that we will see. Now moving on to lastly, Hedera Hashgraph, HBAR, Mtech is a very important thing to go over. Regulatory innovation, modernizing central banking tools to establish regulatory frameworks for emerging fintech solutions. They are modernizing central banking infrastructure, right, when it comes to currency and regulatory side, and building a digital cash infrastructure. They tested multiple protocols, including Hedera, and they've settled on Hedera for multiple reasons. Important to note that Mtech only uses the Hedera consensus service, and HBAR is the fuel for the Hedera consensus service and the HTS and the HTS. Now, we have very important information relating back to Nigeria, but first let's go over some common information. So we know Mtech was chosen, they announced to participate in a digital dollar project, technical sandbox program. We also know when it comes to the CBDC in Nigeria. So we can see our video, Nigerians revolt central bank after declared old currency notes no longer legal tender. relating to this article here, but let's actually read what Carmel Cadet has to say, the CEO of Mtech. So, a lot going on with the new paper notes deadline. As a reminder, Mtech is working with the Central Bank of Nigeria on the regulatory sandbox. Another company was selected for the CBDC. We'll see if that changes, but the latest events are not related to the CBDC as far as I know. It's about adopting new notes. So unfortunately not chosen for the CBDC. They're in a very good position going forward when they're working with the CBN itself. Also, the Bank of Ghana back in August 2022. Bank of Ghana goes live on Mtech's regulatory platform, not involved with Hedera though, but again, they're in a good position when it comes to the Bank of Ghana if they're involved with Mtech's CBDC sandbox in the future. Also, if you know Hedera's tech when it comes to HBAR being that leading DLT, whatever sector it may be, gaming, supply chain, CBDCs, Hedera is a winner in my eyes. Also, you have to, remember how many NDAs these projects are really under. Non-disclosure agreements. If you look towards Casper Labs, the popularity, how known Casper Labs is compared to XRP, QNT HBAR is phenomenal. They are working with so many, I can't remember what the exact number is. I think it was 70, if I'm right, when it comes to Fortune 100 and Fortune 500 companies. They can't talk about it though. Non-disclosure agreements. Just imagine how many Ripple, Quant Network, and Hedera are really under here. This is fantastic going forward. Position yourself to benefit accordingly. Lastly, a little video. CBDCs are required to maintain the role of central banks. CBDCs are coming whether we like it or not. These investments are going to go up whether we like it or not. Might as well chuck in your investment and appreciate over time and enjoy the fruits from the process, whatever investment that may be, as long as it's involved with utility. But, raise for the video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Where do we start in experimenting, in innovating in terms of digital central bank money? We risk losing the role of anchor that we have played for many, many decades. And we have historical examples of period where the central bank monetary anchor was not there, and that precipitated crisis after crisis. That certainly was the case at the time of the free banking in the 19th century. Do we want to go back to those days? Probably not. I would say certainly not from our vantage point, as a result of which we have to respond to the demand for those digital payments in order to maintain the role of anchor that we have been playing regularly. Anchor in relation to the commercial banks and the private money.